What's up, A-Dub Club? Welcome. It's Aaron again, bringing you another random rambling video. I started this on Tuesday, November 11th, 2025 at 10 a.m. It is Veterans Day today. I made a couple of videos already acknowledging the veterans. Early this morning I did. You might ask, how'd you do that at 10 o'clock in the morning? Well, because I made them early this morning. I made 2 videos, I think. So this will be the third. This is going to be completely about the veterans, but I want to talk about the veterans in this video. I can't tell you how much I admire the people who wanted to serve our country in the armed forces. Because I know when I turned 18, as many of you know, in America, when a boy turns 18, he has to register himself with the government. And once the Army and the Marines and the other members of the other armed forces get their greedy little hands on that registration, they start recruiting, trying to recruit that 18-year-old male. And I admit that when the Army would try to recruit me, they would call and ask for me, and I'd say, "This is Aaron." They'd say, "Hi, this is so-and-so. Have you considered your future?" And, well, my plan is to go to school and be an actor. And they said, "Well, how about joining the Army?" Where they would tell you how strong your future could be in the Army. And these recruiters are trying to make the Army look as enticing as possible, and some of them are very good. I was almost talked into, scrapping my dreams and going into the Army, but I thought about it and I decided that I didn't want to leave my mom and my family and my friends to go off and get yelled at and made to run and run and run and run and then, bust my ass. I didn't have any experience in shooting guns. I didn't really care about shooting guns. And the truth is, I didn't think I'd be made. I didn't think I was made of the right metal to go into the Army. And plus, I was too scared to go into the Army. That's why those of you who did it, whether to get a future or whether to just be prepared to protect our freedom, for those of you who went into the armed forces, I have a lot of respect for you. You are made of better metal than I. And God bless you for doing so. And let me thank you on this Veterans Day for your service. I also want to tell those who did not serve that you should, if you come across someone who did serve, or if someone in your family did serve, be sure to thank them for their service today, on this Veterans Day. Coffee. This is my first coffee of the morning, and this is not my first video of the day. Usually I get my coffee and I make my first video, but I made videos early this morning because I was up and bored. So I hope breaking my routine doesn't cause anything bad to happen. I'm kind of a little bit OCD about routines and breaking them, worrying that that's going to make something bad happen. A tiny bit. I don't really believe that. But part of me is like, man, please don't let something bad happen because of this. And I don't know, I don't really believe it, but part of me does, because I do get a little not worried. Worried's not the word. I do think about what if this, what if that, because I broke routine. That's OCD, I believe, right? And I don't have a lot of OCD, but I have a little bit of that, a tiny bit of that, if that's what that is. God bless you, veterans. thank you for being made of better metal than I. Otherwise, we'd have no one in the Army, no one in the Marines, no one in the Navy, no one in the Air Force, because I was too much of a coward to go into any of those. I mean, I definitely would have been a coward when it came to going overseas. I'd have been scared for sure. But when I say I was a coward, too much of a coward to join, I just didn't want to leave my home, leave my family, leave my friends, like I said, to go join something that I didn't know anything about. So I lied about my weight. I lied about having bad knees. I made myself heavier than I actually was. I wasn't even really at the age of 18. I wasn't really that big. I was bigger than most of the guys, most of the kids my size, most of the kids my age that played soccer along with me. I was a soccer player. And I was still playing outdoor soccer at 18. I don't remember when I last played indoors, the last season of indoor soccer, but it ended around the age of 19. So I was still playing indoor and outdoor soccer at 18, so I was in very good shape. I was physically fit, but I was a little thicker, a little bigger than all the rest of the kids, and slower. And I told the Army people that I was weighed considerably more than I actually did. Told them I was fat and that I had bad knees. But ultimately, they would leave me alone. Because then you don't want you. If you're fat and have bad knees, they don't want you in the Army. They don't believe they can do anything with you. From what I understood, so I lied. And they wanted to meet with me. And I said, no, that's no good. Because if they would have met with me, they would have seen that I was, completely able-bodied and in good shape. Probably a good, fit for the Army. As much as I did for each soccer practice, we'd run 2 miles. 2 miles to start the day, to start the practice. Back-to-back miles. So we'd run 2 miles, and then we'd run back-to-back miles. Not 2 miles back-to-back. We'd run a mile, and then start another mile, right, back-to-back. And I forget what we had, and we had to keep, we had to run 2 miles in under a certain amount of time. I forget what it was now. I think it was 2 miles in under 20 minutes, 15 minutes, I don't know. It was something fairly difficult, but it was pretty, but it wasn't impossible because I was able to do it. And you had to do it to stay on the team. It was semi-select. You didn't have to get chosen to be on the team, but once you're on the team, you had to perform, or you'd be booted off the team. So in playing select soccer, you have to be selected to play on the team. Semi-select means you don't have to be selected to play on the team, but you have to perform and stay on the team. That's what I played, semi-select soccer. So I was in good shape, but I just didn't want to go into the Army. So thank you for your service. Thank you for having gone into the Army or the Marines or some form of the armed forces. Because if everybody was made like me, there'd be no Army, there'd be no Marines, there'd be no Navy, there'd be no Air Force. I mean, if you can't tell, I got the sinuses going. I'm coughing all night. My nose is it stopped up or stuffed up? I never knew that. I've talked about that on here before. Your drain gets stopped up, right? It doesn't get stuffed up. The drain gets stopped up. So is your nose stuffed up or stopped up? I'll find out. Does one's nose become stuffed up or stopped up?
Both stuffy Stuffy nose and stuffed up nose are commonly used to describe nasal congestion, where it's hard to breathe through the nose. Stuffy nose is often the shorter, more standard term.
I have stuffy nose. It's stuffed up, not stopped up. So now I know that. My nose is stuffed up. And my sinus has been draining on my throat all night, leaving my voice sounding like it does now. Yeah, so I've talked about playing semi-select soccer for whatever reason. And by the way, when I talked about when the recruiters asked me what my plans for my future was, I told them I wanted to go to school and at some point act professionally. I should tell you that I did both. My dream came true. I did go to school for a while, and then I did act professionally for a while. For those of you who do not know.
No reason at all. None whatsoever.
Someone's yelling in the hallway, so I'm going to see what it is because I'm nosy. So we'll let you go. 2 Fingers 8 Up Club. See you when I see ya. Pizza rolls. Peace.